The Garden of Friendship, Episode 6, A Test of Faith and Family, author, Gisele Wassa. Savannah visited Eli for tea again. As they sat in Eli's cozy living room, filled with flowers and the aroma of freshly brewed tea, Eli looked at her with concern.
Savannah, you still seem troubled.
I do not like to complain, but we're really struggling. Yesterday, a debt collector came to our home. It's like God doesn't see or hear us. My dad has been out of a job for months, and no matter how hard I pray, nothing changes. I feel like God has abandoned us.
I understand how you feel, Savannah. It can be incredibly difficult to see God's plan when we're in the midst of trials. But remember, difficult times are not a sign that God has abandoned us. They are meant to bring us closer to Him.
I don't feel closer to God, Eli. I feel farther away. How can this suffering be a good thing?
I know it's hard, my dear, but trust in God's timing. He is with you and your family, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. Keep praying, keep believing, and keep supporting each other. God has a plan, and He will not let you down.
I do not know what to believe anymore. It is just like the things we were discussing the other day. I know all that, but the reality I am facing is too difficult to bear. I am anxious for my family, and things do not get better at all. Our back is against the wall. Please tell me, why do we have to go through that?
You know, Savannah, there was a time when Margaret and I faced a terrible cockroach infestation in our home. It was a few years after having Michael. He was 3, and they were everywhere, and it was unbearable. Margaret, who was always reasonably tidy, almost became obsessive about cleanliness. She hated those pests so much that she did everything she could to get rid of them. We decluttered the house, repaired every crack and crevice, and made sure there was no food or water available for them. We even called an exterminator. Through this, Margaret taught herself how to maintain an impeccably clean house, and I became tidier because of her. The infestation pushed us to improve our living environment drastically. It's the same with life, Savannah. The difficulties we face can push us to grow and become better. What you learn from these trials can prepare you for the future. Now you have a choice to make. You can feel sorry for yourself and blaming God for what's happening to you and your family, or you can learn and improve.
I am willing to learn. I really am, but how? How do I do it?
I understand it's hard to see clearly when you're in the midst of the storm. Try to detach yourself emotionally for a moment and think objectively. What do you think your parents could have done differently? What solutions can you think of now?
Savannah paused for a moment. It was like what Eli asked her to do was too difficult to do. She looked down, her eyes filling with tears.
But it hurts so much. My dad is losing hope, and my family is falling apart. I don't know how much more we can take.
I can imagine. And I know it's difficult, but please try. Try to see the situation for what it is. Pray to God to give you the capacity to have peace, even in the middle of the storm.
Savannah prayed in silence for a minute, asking God to give her and her family peace. She also prayed for clarity and then decided to follow Eli's advice and to try to think rationally. She wiped her tears and took a deep breath. She started brainstorming and thinking.
I guess maybe my dad could have diversified his skills or networked more to have better job security. And perhaps we could cut down on non-essential expenses to save more money.
That's a good start. Now you are in the process of learning.
Savannah and Eli brainstormed together, coming up with practical solutions. They talked about budgeting, job searching, and even possible side jobs her parents could take on temporarily.
Thinking about it, my parents did not agree about buying this house. My dad just got the job and he wanted to upgrade our lifestyle. He bought the house and the new car. And since this was at the beginning of everything, my parents did not have time to have proper savings. I guess he thought that since now both of them were working, it was a risk he could take. Also, he thought that he could find another job easily in case he would lose this one, because he has a lot of experience, but the economy is not that great right now. Now that I think about it, this was too risky, but what is done.
Correct. See, Savannah, this experience, as painful as it is teaching you valuable lessons. One day you will have your own household, and you'll know how to avoid these mistakes. You'll be better prepared because of what you're learning now. You're a strong and intelligent young woman, Savannah. Keep faith and remember that God has a plan for you. He never abandons his children.
With Eli's comforting words, Savannah felt a sense of hope and resolve. The challenges were still there, but now she saw them in a new light, as stepping stones to a better future.
Thank you so much, Eli. I have to go. I need to talk to my family now. We need to find solutions together, and we will. I feel better, and I feel ready to face the situation now. Pray for me and my family. I will be leaving.
Go and may the Lord be with you. And remember, whatever your hand finds to do it with all your might, for in the realm of the dead, where you are going, there is neither working nor planning nor knowledge nor wisdom. Ecclesiastes 9 verse 10.
Amen.
Savannah rushed back home, her heart pounding with urgency. As she entered the house, she found her family gathered in the living room, their faces lined with worry. Taking a deep breath, she began to speak, her voice trembling but determined. Her parents nodded, and Savannah's father, David, took Lily's hand gently. After a moment of silence, the family joined hands and bowed their heads in prayer. They sought comfort and guidance, their words mingling with the soft sound of their breath. When they lifted their heads, a sense of calm and unity filled the room. The family spent the next few hours discussing ideas, pooling their strengths and resources. They talked about possible part-time jobs, cutting unnecessary expenses, and reaching out to community resources for help. Savannah, despite her youth, offered her own suggestions with surprising maturity. Through their collective effort and faith, they began to see a glimmer of hope. They knew the road ahead would be challenging, but together, they felt ready to face it.
This is the amount of debt we are in right now. Mortgage, $289,000. Car loans, the first vehicle is at $14,560 and the second at $36,946.25. Credit card debt, $12,500. Medical bills, $2,682. Personal loans, $12,524. Retail store credits accounts, $1,995. Utility bills, $945. Back taxes, $10,000. Home equity line of credit, $45,000. So our total debt is $426,152.25.
Let's focus on the most urgent thing right now, Dad. What is most important? I think it is the house. How many months are we late?
We are 7 months late. We must pay $2,061 a month, so we owe $14,427. The foreclosure proceedings already began a month ago.
So that is where we need to focus first. Dad, call them and try to negotiate sometime. Mom, does your pay cover the mortgage?
Yes, it does, but I won't have enough money left to cover what I usually pay for.
It does not matter. Mortgage is our priority because we do not want to lose the house. Dad, apply for any job available, even those with a low pay. What matters is that we have income coming in even in a small amount.
I will take 2 jobs if necessary. I am sorry to have put you guys in this situation. And I am sorry to have let myself go. I will take any job necessary. My pride was in the way. But I will get us through this.
Not you. We will do it together. I will also take a job and we will negotiate with our debtors. We will let them know about our plan and assure them that they will start receiving payments, even small payments, but payments anyways.
And Mommy, you do not have to give me any allowance anymore, as long as you still buy me Oreo cookies.
Thank you, thank you. I thank the Lord for such a wonderful family.
You are welcome, Mom. We are lucky to have each other.
A few days later, Savannah returned to Eli's house for tea wearing a fast food chain uniform. She was very busy but made an effort to make some time for her friend.
Dear Savannah, how's it going?
It's alright, but I always smell like grease.
Well, to me, you smell like hard work.
Thanks, Eli. So we've come up with a plan. My dad took a job as a warehouse worker. The pay is low, but it's something. My mom is continuing her job as a nurse. Dad is also getting a second job as a night security guard. They're taking turns with their schedules to babysit Lily. Dad talked with all his debtors, explained our situation, and shared our family plan. They agreed to work with him, and we've started making payments. We also cut out eating out, canceled subscriptions, and eliminated all unnecessary expenses. It's a rough path, but since we're all united, I'm optimistic about the future.
That's wonderful. I'm so proud of you and your family. It's not easy, but with unity and determination, you'll get through this. You're doing great, Savannah. Remember, it's the small, consistent efforts that lead to big changes. Keep your faith strong and stay united as a family. You will see the grace of God. I can guarantee it.
Thank you, Eli, for everything.
With a final smile, Savannah gathered her things and headed home, ready to share the encouragement she had received with her family. Eli watched her go, silently praying for her continued strength and success. And so, as the sun set over Houston, the bond of friendship and faith between Eli and Savannah grew even stronger, proving once again that with love and support, any challenge can be overcome.